Hello world, this is Jeffrey, JGB146 Blake with Team Level 5, coming to you with the next video over Lightning type Pokemon. This is the last one that we're collaborating with True Champion Steven on because this morning PokeBeach released the official set list and some things changed, which sort of would muck up our original recordings. So I'm just going to redo the rest of the reviews. And with that, we'll go ahead and dig in. Don't forget, if you want to look at some different types, there's links in the doobly-doo to the entire set list.
Alright everyone, we are back for Lightning Pokemon. We're starting off with the big boy, probably, in my opinion, the best Lightning Pokemon in the set. Raichu and Alolan Raichu Tag Team GX. So I really do like this Pokemon a lot as like a splashable tech in Pikarom decks. I also like it as maybe its own standalone deck if you want to get like super crazy. But it's Lightning. Lightning's still really good right now, and it's looking to be even better moving forward in the post-rotation. This Pokemon has the attack Tandem Shock, Lightning Colorless, 80 damage, plus if this Pokemon was on the bench and became your active Pokemon this turn, this does 80 more damage, and your opponent's Pokemon is now paralyzed. We've talked about several things on this card. First of all, switching isn't the easiest thing in the world for a lot of decks, so paralyzing opponents is actually super meaningful and awesome because they might not have that many ways to get around it. Number two is it's really easy to get this attack off in a Lightning deck because you have a little card called Zero Aura GX, and that's just awesome. And number two, 160 damage is actually super awesome, and you still have Electro Power, so you can even take knockouts with Tandem Shock when you needed to. But since you're paralyzing, it doesn't matter if you're one-shotting or two-shotting, you're still doing enough damage. And then the second attack is called Lightning Ride GX. Same attack cost, Lightning colors, but it's 150 damage, plus switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. If this has at least 2 extra lightning attached to it, you do 100 more damage with the attack. So it's literally like an homage to Glycopod GX or the Glycopod we just talked about in the water video over on Jeffrey's channel. It's honestly just a synergy all around in one card, and it does big damage, and it paralyzes. Like, I love this card so much as a techable attacker in a Pikarom deck. I wouldn't run more than 1 or 2, though, maximum, because obviously you're in a Pikarom deck, your main idea isn't to use this attack. But if you're playing against stuff that's like hard to beat or is like an unfavorable matchup, you actually have a new way to kind of combat them in this Alolan Raichu and Raichu GX.
There are a couple things I want to point out following on this, right? We still have Thunder Mountain, so that's...
Yes.
Just take one of the lightnings off of those attack costs when you can get Thunder Mountain out. That's not going to be all the time, but there will be plenty of times. We've already seen with Pikarom. It happens a lot, right? So sometimes it's just going to be a lightning and a colorless. That's super chill, right? The other thing that I want to note is Tag Switch. We've talked about it a little bit before.
Yes.
This is the card that Tag Switch is made for, I think. Right? Because you can literally, you have Thunder Mountain in play. It's literally, okay, I'm going to retreat, and then I'm going to send the energy from the guy I just retreated up to the new active. And if you have 2 of these guys, you just do that over and over. That's all you have to do.
Oh, yeah.
Also, easy way, if as you're attaching in more energy manually, or however, you can get the GX attack extra 100 damage with a Tag Switch. Just bam, real super fast.
Oh yeah.
It's also going to help out Pikarom too, like to get his attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's so many ways.
Adding a new basic Lightning Pokemon to Pikabox is always going to be a good thing. And this thing, I think, is like a perfect replacement for Tapu Koko GX, which we do lose in post-rotation. We lose Tapu Koko. This is an amazing replacement for it because it essentially is the same kind of thing. You know, you switch out, you do big damage, or you paralyze, or you try and stall for like 2 more turns on a new attack Pokemon. And yeah, Tag Switch is super busted because now you have an extra tag team to play in your Pikarom deck. Because before you only played like Pikarom, now you play Pikarom and this. So now you have 3 tag teams, 3 targets for Tag Switch. You can lower the amounts of energy switch you're already playing, and then boom, you're good to go.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy.
Yep. And we still have Coco Prism, too.
Exactly.
For that much more. It's...
like, super
all
busted.
Right. Anyway, we do have to... I just totally skipped Pikachu.
Well, yeah.
Pikachu's cute.
Me too.
He's pre-evolution. His attacks are meh. I mean, Electro Power, but meh. Then
Alolan Raichu.
Yes.
And it's like Electric Rain, discard as many lightning energy from this Pokemon as you like. For each energy discarded in this way, choose one of your opponent's Pokemon and do 30 damage to it. A pretty neat spread attack, but like discarding 3 energies, like just seems so bad. For a non-GX Pokemon to do 90 damage or 120 damage, I guess, if you're doing it to an active and you can do E-Power, stuff like that. I just don't think it's that amazing. Next up is Lightning Ball, 90 damage for a Lightning Colorless, or just double Colorless if Thunder Mountain's in play, 90 damage. Again, nothing too crazy. We still have Zapdos in this format, and I feel like he's a much better non-GX attacker to include in your Lightning decks versus this thing. So yeah, Alolan Raichu isn't nothing crazy. Maybe it's busted, and I'm just being dumb, but I don't think it's crazy.
I don't think you're dumb.
Yay.
We got Stunfisk. So
I actually really like this card, and the main reason why I like this card is 2 things. One, it's a lightning Pokemon that attacks for fighting energy. We've talked time and time again in these videos about how maybe running different types of energies are really cool, and that's awesome. But what's really neat about it is the actual attack called Trap Bolt, 30 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon's remaining HP is more than this Pokemon's remaining HP, this attack does 30 more damage. That's 60 damage against anything that has more than 90 HP. Well, Zapdos is an amazing, amazing non-GX Pokemon, and it's weak to lightning, and this is a lightning Pokemon, so for 1 energy, non-GX Pokemon, you can instantly respond to Zapdos, and you have 90 HP, so if an opposing Zapdos wants to, say, knock you back out, they need an E-Power, and you do not. That's super amazing. So Stunfisk is an amazing techable Pokemon for your fighting decks to help deal with Zapdos, because Zapdos famously has fighting resistance.
Yes.
So that's the main purpose, I think, of Stunfisk. I guess you could play him in decks like I said before that play different types of energies, so you want different types of attackers. But Stunfisk to me is a Zapdos counter for fighting decks, plain and simple.
Yep.
That's I guess probably his best use.
I agree, and yeah, I think he's really good for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then we have Thundurus.
Which,
I mean, it's not good. Is what it comes down to, right? So first attack, 2 colorless or a welder, but you can't even reduce that with Thunder Mountain, and it does 20 damage. And if you have Thundurus on the bench, or I'm sorry, Tornadus on the bench, not Thunder. This is Thundurus. If you have Tornadus on the bench, that 20 becomes 70. No good.
I like any Pokemon cards that like require you to have other Pokemon cards on the bench. Like unless they're busted effects like the old school Azelf, Uxie, and Mesprit, it's nothing I think is crazy. So being forced to play the Tornadus, which by the way is not a good card, we'll talk about more of that later. I just don't think this card is anything too crazy. The second attack, sure, doing 120 damage for 2 energy in theory is super nice, but this deck does 40 damage to one of your bench Pokemon. I don't even think that's that great. So I don't feel like Thundurus and Tornadus are going to be that great of cards in the actual meta. However, it could be a funny thing to
glazed
do
over,
in pre-release.
You glazed over something that I think is important. It's 120 damage for 3, or if you have Thunder Mountain play, 2 energy, right? But then you have to damage your own bench for that 120.
Yeah.
That
which we can all agree sucks.
Yeah,
for sure. And that's the last lightning Pokemon in GGN. I think Sky Legend has a couple, right?
Yeah.
Or does it have 0? Yeah,
no, it's got a few.
Oh yeah, it's got personally my favorite lightning Pokemon in the set.
Which one is that, Steven?
I don't know which one it is. I don't know. My favorite type is Steel. Who knows? I don't like any lightning Pokemon. But anywho, Magnemite, 60 HP, Supersonic for a lightning. It could actually be free if you play Thunder Mountain. The opponent's active Pokemon is not confused. Boom, you're good to go. Whatever. Moving on to Magneton, lightning energy, lightning ball, triple colorless, tri-attack, flip 3 coins, 40 damage for each heads. Whatever, it doesn't matter. The big boy. All right, Magnezone. So first of all, the ability is super dope. It's called Double Type. It gives this Pokemon 2 types, both lightning and metal, which is already awesome. And then it has the attack Magnet Bolt, lightning colorless, or just double colorless if you have the Thunder Mountain in play. 120 damage. Search your discard pile for a trainer card, show it to your opponent, and put it into your hand. Super neat attack on a really awesome Pokemon. And The reason why I'm so hyped about this Pokemon is two reasons. One, I actually think that this could be like its own deck in theory, because like having Metal and Lightning is super nice as really good typings to do against like Fairy Pokemon or against colorless / Pokemon that are weak to Lightning. Because that's like good damage you can hit. Number two is he does 120 damage with some E-powers. You pretty much two-shot or one-shot everything in the format. You could add E-powers back to your hand by using Magnet Bolt. You could have Metal Goggles attached to you because you're also a Metal Pokemon, so you're now even bulkier than you already are with your 160 base HP. And yeah, I think he's actually a super neat Pokemon to have in the deck, or as its own deck. But again, he's a Stage 2, and Stage 2s are famously inconsistent. But I definitely think that he has some value to him. For sure, and I definitely think I might build a deck with him in the future.
I'm sure you will, Steven. I could not imagine you not.
I just feel like he's so good. I don't know why. I just feel like he's broken. I just know it. I know he's broken. I'll figure it out.
I look forward to seeing it. Because you're going to do it before I do it, I'm sure. All right, so
I'll do
then
it before anyone does it. I've already done it.
We have Steven's got his proxy Magnezone deck. It's already ready to go. So, last Pokemon in Sky Legend, last Lightning Pokemon. There's more Pokemon in here.
Yeah, there's tons of Pokemon in that.
Last Lightning Pokemon is Xurkitree. Got another Ultra Beast coming out, and this one Lightning Energy or 0 if you have Thunder Mountain in play. He does 30 damage.
Yeah.
If your opponent has 3 prize cards remaining, he does an extra 90. So now we got Sledgehammer.
Another Sledgehammer.
At 4 prizes. We got Xurkitree's 3 mirrors at 3 prizes. Then we get into Nihilego things at 2 prizes. It's like your opponent cannot possibly avoid just like getting slapped in the face with all these Ultra Beasts. The other attack is 2 lightning, 50 damage and confusion. Okay, but yeah.
If you have Thunder Mountain, if you have Thunder Mountain in play, that's actually a pretty cool
attack. Sure.
1 energy, 50, confused. That's actually pretty good. But 3 mirrors, man, is the bulk of this card. Zap Beast has a new toy to play with. Pikarom itself has an amazing non-Jix attacker that can tech in that's not Zapdos, which is super cool. And I just really like this card. I think being able... I think all these Ultra Beast attacks of like prize card manipulation and stuff like that is actually super awesome for a game like Pokemon, because you have to constantly be aware of not only your board position but your opponent's board position, so you can constantly get the most bang for your buck, I guess, in a sense, for your cards. And I really like the idea of having a new Sledgehammer. And I believe this is the promo, one of the promos, correct, for the pre-release?
I believe so.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about back in the grass video, but Amoonguss was one as well.
Amoonguss was the other one. Yeah. So that's neat.
And then we'll move over and look at Lightning Pokemon from Miracle Twins.
Yeah.
So start off with Joltik. Joltik is a pre-evolution with a coin flip paralysis for 1 energy.
Mm-hmm. Neat. Whatever.
Yeah. Neat and whatever. Evolves into Galvantula. I can say this one. Galvantula.
I got you. You're chilling, man.
Still got the single colorless attack cost from the pre-evolution, so that's cool. Does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, whatever Pokemon you want, but I'm just kind of on this.
You do apply weakness this time to the bench, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
you
relevant.
You apply weakness,
that's relevant.
and that's really neat. But I don't think you do enough damage to anything anyway. Like, 100 damage to something that's weak to lightning.
If it was 60, and you could snipe Zapdos, that would be cool.
That could be neat. But
it's not.
Yeah. So he was almost great. But in the future, I guess, if there's like babier Pokemon that's weak to lightning, or like a GX Pokemon that's weak to lightning, you can snipe stuff after the fact. You know, like the grass and lightning Galvantula with like a similar attack back in Steam Siege had a very similar effect, and that saw play. But I don't know if this one in particular will see play, because we just have so much better lightning support that I don't see a reason why people would want to play this over anything else.
Absolutely. Okay, so then we've got 2 different Tynamos. First one,
they both don't like. So like, this is such a weird distinction here. I just want to point out the second Tynamo in every single way is better than the first one. It makes me go, why did they print the first one?
Yeah.
It says 30 HP, Wild River, switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Okay, it's a Tynamo. They're tiny, I get it. But then the next one, 40 HP, an electric attack, so it could be free, and it has an even better attack. Switch your deck for a lightning energy and attach it to this Pokemon. Like, this Pokemon is just infinitely better.
It is. It is. I would like if this one had an electric energy, so the attack could be free. Then
cool, yeah.
There's an argument that you have free retreat, so it's cool. But yeah, it being a colorless attack makes it so much worse. So much worse. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway, either one you play. Probably want to play the second one, but either
you might
one.
not even play any of them too, because you really need to play Eelektross. Yeah.
True, and we'll get there. But if you're playing it, then you're going to evolve up into Eelektrik, right?
Yeah.
1 lightning energy, 0 lightning energies if you're playing Thunder Mountain. 30 damage for each lightning energy attached to... Well, not attached. I mean, yeah, attached, basically. Because you discard them, and then he does the damage. And you have to discard all the lightning energies. So it's 30 times however many lightning energies you have attached, and the lightning energies go away.
Yes, sir.
Bad. I'm just gonna say bad.
Nothing too crazy. Like, not great.
Yeah.
Wouldn't use the attack.
Exactly. If I had any better option, I'm not using it, and almost any option is a better option. Possibly
almost
up
any
to and
option
including just non-attack. Then we get the big boy, 150 HP, stage 2, Eelektross.
Yeah. So I like this Pokemon a lot because, like, his ability, as you can probably read, it says if this Pokemon is in your hand and you have 4 lightning energy in play, you may use this ability. Put this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench. If you do, move as many lightning energy from your hand to this Pokemon as you like. So I kind of mentioned this a little bit earlier, but we don't have Tapu Koko GX anymore. This is kind of like having Tapu Koko GX, but it's non-GX, and it's 150 HP, so it's still like the same amount of HP, but on a non-GX Pokemon. And it doesn't matter that he doesn't go to the active, because, as I'm sure you all are aware, Zero Aura, we've already talked about it, is still a card. You can just retreat any Pokemon that's in the active as long as it has energy attached to it. Bada bing, bada boom. And then you use the attack. Hover over 130 damage during your opponent's next turn. The defending Pokemon cannot retreat. So there's just so many neat things about this card, and it's so techable into a Lightning deck as like a one-of or something to try and counter other Lightning decks, or even try to counter non-GX decks, because this is a bulky Pokemon. It does 130 damage. That's a great number for against any non-GX basic deck, and it attaches to itself, and it's so free. You don't even need to play the evolutions. You just play Eelektross, and it's super dope.
Yep. I do want to make one slight correction there. You had the right. I think you had the right thing in your head, but you said you were talking about lightning energy in hand and from hand.
Did I say in hand?
You said in
play.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
It has to be actually out on your board.
I'm dumb. How can you attach energies from your hand? Well, I guess you could do that, but never mind. It's in play.
Yeah.
And that's actually not that big of a cost, because if you think about it, if you're playing a Pikarom deck, for example, you have like anywhere from 5 to 6 energies in play at all times, so you're chilling.
Well,
one full blitz.
You do have the 1 lightning energy on there, so that means it's with Thunder Mountain becomes 3. You got Coco Prism Star, makes that where it could theoretically be a 1. Like, you have to have 1 energy in play before this guy comes out. I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Because you saw the attach for turn, for example.
Yep.
Like lightning has a way to get energies in play. You guys, we all know this.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
It is relevant, though. I mentioned Thunder Mountain makes this so it could cost 3 to attack. You still have to have all 4 out before you can do the bench ability thing. So
yes, for sure. Because the cost of the ability is not lowered by Thunder Mountain. Yeah.
Right. Okay, and then I think we have just one more. Yeah, one more lightning
and it's
Pokemon.
probably the best one.
you're
one
not
of the best
wrong.
ones.
It's right up there with Raichu.
And Magnezone.
Indeed. So, Tapu Koko.
Straight
It's
up.
a new Koko. Dawn of a
Another
new day.
one.
Right, yeah.
Dude, we have like 6 Kokos.
We get so many Kokos, it's crazy. But
They love Koko.
they do. Well, I kind of do too. Especially this Koko.
I love Koko too.
Right.
Okay.
So, single lightning energy, 30 damage. I mean, how much more busted can you get than that, Steven? I'll show you how much more you can get, right?
How much more busted?
Well, you can, for 2 lightning and a colorless, do 100 damage. So much better, right? But you can take that off, take that down, drop it with Thunder Mountain, and it becomes 2, right? Well,
Busted.
Yeah. But it gets even better, right? And here's where it actually gets good. If you're facing an Ultra Beast, it does 100 more damage. So now it's 200 damage for potentially 2 energy, right? Use the other Koko, and you can get one of those energies accounted for. And now it's like you had to attach 1 energy to do 200 damage onto an Ultra Beast. Now, you do have to discard the 2 lightning energy at that point, but you know what? You just hit for 200 out of nowhere. I think you can afford to discard the energies.
And it's 200 plus. You could do more thanks
Sure,
to your powers,
yeah.
weakness, other stuff. Who knows? This is a non-GX Pokemon that can hit 200 and plus damage against Ultra Beasts. We kind of already touched on this kind of stuff before, but like Ultra Beasts are like actually really good. So you should want to be able to kill them.
And yeah, this gets you. You're just You can like basically Oko any with E powers, 2 lightning energies, and this guy's Okoing any Ultra Beast that's out there.
Oh yeah, and like if Buzzmosa wasn't already a deck because Fire exists, it's definitely not a deck anymore because Lightning now beats it even more so. Yeah. If you wanted to tech in Tapu Koko.
Yep. If you don't,
and that's it for the Lightning Pokemon, you guys. We're moving on to Psychic, and Lightning and Psychic are probably the best types of Pokemon coming out of this set, in my opinion. I think, right? Safe to say that.
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely stay tuned for that one. It's going to be kind of crazy.